Hey guys, I'm Coach Christy, and this is Vanna, and today what we're going to talk to you about is handling the feet. So I think that a lot of times we don't spend enough time priorly and properly preparing our horses so that once our trimmer or farrier is here, that they can just get down to doing their job. It's not our farrier or our trimmer's job to train your horses. That's my job or your job, right? To make sure that she acts like a good citizen when the farrier is here. So the first thing is that I have to teach her to give me her foot. I don't want to take it from her. I want her to give it to me. In order for that to be possible, she needs to be standing square. So if she's out of balance, it'll be harder for her to maintain her balance on three legs. The next thing is that the front leg here has a magic button. Oftentimes, if you touch the chestnut, they automatically lift their foot, okay? She gave it to me. I didn't have to pull on her, feathers down here to get her to lift it up. I didn't drag it off the ground. She handed it to me. And then the same thing happens on the back leg if you touch the cap of the hock. So I'm just going to pet it once first, just to let her know that not every time I touch it am I going to ask her to lift it. And then I just squeeze the skin right there on the hock, and she hands me the foot, okay? Now, the next thing to think about in regards to handling the feet is, can I get her to hold it up herself versus me having to hold it for her. It helps if we teach our horses this, then they're less likely to lean on your farrier. So the first thing I'm going to do is ask her to lift it again. Good girl. And every time she puts it down, I'm going to put a little discomfort here with my stick until she holds it there for a little bit longer than when we started. I've actually never asked her to do this because she's never leaned on my trimmer before. So this is a good example of what it looks like in the beginning. Girl. There you go. Okay, so I'll do it again. Can I have the foot, please? Thank you. And now she's holding it for me. Oh. Okay, here we go. She held it a little bit longer there, but I'd like a little bigger try, I think. So I'm not making it miserable for her, right? We're just playing a little game here, a little game of hot and cold. There. Nice big try, okay? Good girl. Good girl. Okay? So you can do that with all 4 feet, but obviously when you do it with the back feet, be careful of the kick zone. An important skill to play around with is when you're handling this feet, especially if your horse is nervous or defensive about their feet, as much of your body touching your horse as possible will help you stay safe. You can feel it when a muscle tenses up like just there, and she gets ready to move her body in one way or another, okay? So then the next thing is, can I hold my horse's foot the way my trimmer or my farrier is going to? So can I do it hands-free, right? So that, if I was doing the work, I could hold my tools and work on the foot, all right? So preparing your horse for that ahead of time and making that part of your regular routine will make it all that much easier for your farrier or trimmer to get their job done. So I can ask her to give me the foot. She willingly does. She's not leaning on my hand or pulling away from me or anything like that. So from here, I can put it between my legs and squeeze it with my knees the way my farrier would. Now I'm trying to find a position there where she's comfortable. So she's fairly flexible in her knees, where my paint mirror maxi there isn't as flexible. I have to get a little lower. And then I want it to feel good for her to let me do this. So I just rub her all over while that's happening until my quads start to burn. And then I'm going to put it down. But here's a little trick I like to do. I personally don't like to just drop my horse's foot. I know the trimmer and the farriers do a lot, but I feel like it's kind of rude. So I hook it with the back of my heel and guide it to the ground that way so it's more pleasing, not sudden sort of rudeness. Okay? So that was good. That's what it looks like with the front foot to hold it hands-free. And here's what it looks like. Obviously with the back foot, the shape of it and stuff, I'm not going to put it under here. It bends the other way. So it's going to come up over my hip. I'm going to try to cradle it with my knees and rub the tendons on the back side of her cannon bone there. So same as before. I'm going to touch the hock. She gives it to me willingly. If she wants to stretch, like a lot of horses will sort of pull it up and sort of like shake it and things like that, I just go with it. I don't fight her, and I don't pull on it. Sometimes I feel like they just need a stretch. So I'm going to try to find a position that's comfortable for her. See if I can get hands-free and rub those tendons there. Same deal. I like to guide her foot back down to the ground versus just dropping it. Good girl. Okay, so those are 3 steps, really separate steps. If your horse is bad at handling their feet or they haven't had their feet handled very much, I would just start with step 1. And that being, can I touch the chestnut? Good girl. And have her lift her foot. And can I touch the cap of the hock? And have her lift her foot. All right, then I might play around with tapping the pastern there, right in here, to get them to hold their foot up, all 4 feet. And then finish with, can I do it hands-free? All right, guys, I hope that gives you something to think about. And I'm Coach Christy, and I'd love to be your coach.